Hi guys. Hi guys. Siwache kucheka msema.
Umeacha.
Alright. Welcome back guys to another episode of the TikTok Africa podcast. I'm your host Victor and I'm with
You're with who? Where?
See, you're with I'm not with him. He's in another different location. Go on the other side of town. We are doing a remote episode here, trying out something new. So, Jessy,
VP.
introduce yourself, Anta.
Yeah, I'm Jessy, the other host on the other side. We're doing a remote session, and the worst part of this thing is to try to avoid technical glitches. Yesterday we tried, and then this thing was not working. This Adobe thing just refused, and then my internet was due. That is the worst part. So so hii kitu ilikuwa hapo hivyo. So I was suffering, kumbe mtu kwa ofisi yana try kufanya bandwidth ndo nilipe.
Na wewe unafikiria net iko na issue?
Mimi nilifikiria maybe Adobe has an issue. Nili switch to bundles. Yes, I think kila mtu alikuwa na complain kuna net issue, I think all over around. Somewhere. But jana was totally messed up. So anyway, we try again today. This will be a good episode, a very fun episode. Maybe tutakuwa tunafanya hizi vitu remotely, because going on the studio banze kuna logistics mingi and your life in a catch up, so we are trying.
Hey, life is not making it any easier, but tuna manage. At least tuko na innovation kama hii Adobe podcast.
Yeah, unajua acha nikushow this week started nikaanza kujiambia I am one of the laziest podcasters has ever been in this ecosystem.
Unajua nimejiambia hivyo pia, like nimejiambia really ni kwani tunafanyaga nini, but anyway
tulishoot video tukasema we have 30 episodes planned, man. That was the promise to people.
But look at us now.
Anyway, Vic, how have you been, bana?
Life has been lifing, but for a minute. Wait. Shule imenimaliza. Kijana ameishiwa na nguvu. Imekuwa like back to back things nini. So labda hata hiyo ndio maybe one of the reasons maybe we have not been shooting.
Yep.
But we are almost nini, just a few more days. Tukafunge kwanza, enough to join, life will move. But aside from that, everything else has been going well. Thank God, and we're happy to shoot another episode. Hey, how have you been?
happy remote episode. Maybe nimekuwa poa, I've been busy. There's this thing I'm doing with Kinatank, and it has been keeping me busy. We've been shooting. It's still on beta, and it's a free thing. It's still on beta, so I'm enjoying shooting content there and then rolling out the videos pole, and then it's teaching me on the production and direction side, so kind of life. But anyway, things have been good. I've been busy. We did an event, Kenda Power. I'm glad the pictures are out. Yep.
For those who missed.
Mimi hapo ndo niko.
Event, by the way, the event was nice. By the way, I think kila kitu yenye you'd set as goals to reach, as in, at the end of the event, I think everything was done for the most part. Isipokuwa the glitches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ikitu si mchezo, respect event planners, but
hey, hats off to them, bana.
Anyway.
This guy we met, the event plana. Nani, Lesley's friend, Musyoki. Watu unafaa utole kofia.
Hey, mi kitu hapana, mi I was tired. Anyway, juu tuko kwa podcast tunaongelea a few things lined up, and there's a few interesting things. Google Podcast imekuwa phased out completely, and I don't think I can trust the Google ecosystem anymore on my own end.
Hata mi unajua kidogo kidogo man, no. As in, okay, they do offer good services generally speaking, but but ni kama, it's like, what do I call it? It's the way. Yeah. It's the way. Is it the way? Do I call it the way Apple does things or something like that? It's almost similar.
But Apple, you know, it phases out the phones, the devices. Google has services, and it's making these services die for no reason.
But sasa, if they don't really push the services, alafu, you know, for example, Google Podcast is in a pool of other services and offer the same thing, which are bigger and better and offer more. But hey, kabla you even think about how you're going to start going on to Google Podcasts to get to listen to your podcast. See, it'll take time, and you can get the same thing on, say, Spotify. You can listen to podcast on YouTube, or you have the
No, wait, before tufike huko, was Spotify a music or a podcast app?
Spotify was a music app.
Exactly.
Okay. Right now I think badilisha, but
because the bigger thing for Spotify, it's finding the podcasts. That is the difficult thing.
Yeah.
And Google had nailed this thing.
But me, I don't understand now how okay, ilikuwa imetengeneza something. It's like Spotify for podcast, ndio tuseme hivyo.
Yeah.
Because ulikuwa na the suggestions for you based on whatever you normally listen to, like the top trending podcasts. As in, you didn't have you open it and immediately you have your page there. It's like the way you open Spotify, unapata your page there. You don't need to go click now, move from the music tab to the podcast tab to find the podcast and vituka hizo. Ilikuwa tu unafungua, it's there. But say now it's gone.
Because imagine on Spotify, someone names a playlist after your podcast.
Yeah.
10 people do that. You won't find your podcast. As in, it is nailed down huko chini. Spotify is not good. And currently people are complaining Spotify is also rodeaing the music. The music you get to hear. From morning to evening, it might loop on the same kind of songs, as much as the algo is very good.
Yeah. As in, I come to realize as a user, over time, the music just repeats. At first, to discover new music was really easy, but right now, I don't know what's happening. Because you listen to the same music and iko kwa your other playlists, ama iko on your liked songs, ama the songs you just normally listen to. It even suggests, okay, hiyo ni normal, but it even suggests songs you've listened to in your playlist. Because if you have, say, 10 songs or 20 songs in a playlist, alafu iishe, see, now it's supposed to suggest like new songs based on the same genre ama same vibe, kitu kayo.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it used to do that ikianza. Sahi it doesn't.
Yeah, sahi ifanyi. Sahi ni very hard bana for you to discover even something new there. I don't know what's happening, but hiyo ni maneno yao.
But anyway, just coming back to the podcast, and then there's Apple. It's called what? Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts.
It's good. It's in its own ecosystem, in a thrive. But that is for the Apple users, you know. The Android fraternity get to. It's not an app it's out there, and this is very good.
No, you
because
can't.
hapa hivi naweza panga my own shows. It tells me ni hapa, this is a channel where you are followed, and then once podcast imetoka it notifies me ASAP. And then there's other sides of the other things. So cause kama sahi ukiona me enyewe honestly, cause Google podcast was the best. Majority of the people used to listen there. Cause ukiona hii article ya The Verge wanasema huko down Google inapenda vitu shine.
Yeah, true.
They love because sasa ukiona, yes, the research was right. Majority of the people are finding podcasts on YouTube, on video. But why couldn't they do something on the app? Make it maybe a standalone app, maybe, or just introduce videos into it the way Spotify has done. Because right now you can upload videos on Spotify, and though watu wengi wameshazoea, this thing already came as an audio platform, so we can't. So I think they faced it out because of YouTube Music and YouTube, the main platform. But it's not even viable. Why mimi mbona niende kwa YouTube Music kutafuta podcast? As in for video is very acceptable, but while I'm not on video and I'm not on premium, how do I listen to the podcast behind the scenes? Unajua minimize stuff and then I'm listening to the podcasts.
Yeah. But so do you think, based on ISO, like the way YouTube icon say YouTube Premium, do you think maybe they phased it out because Google Podcasts haileti pesa as much as their apps?
But they could find a way. One thing najua, they could have find a way how to monetize on these things, because you niko 100% off. Unaona?
Yeah.
Because for YouTube Premium, what do you pay for? You pay not to listen to ads. That's the one thing.
Yeah, true. And nini ingine? Inakoga tu ads and maybe okay. For the most part, ads.
For the most part, ads. Everywhere you go and you pay for something, it's usually the ads that you are trying to avoid.
Yeah, because the only other things it offers me, like say for example, if you are in like movies to like download them or watch them, I think downloading music or something like that. But aside from that, the main thing ni ads, because that is easy vitu zingine we only pay. Like people pay for Spotify Premium just not to listen to the ads.
Exactly.
So if they maybe, I don't know, if they ran an ad even the same way Spotify runs their ads, maybe they would have made revenue out of it, more revenue than they're currently making. But now I don't know what the thought process was.
But I think the video industry is trying to phase out the audio industry, as much as video is dependent on audio.
Yeah, okay, yes. True, because hata me, I'm not a consumer of podcasts on audio. For example, me, even if I'm like, me napenda listen to my podcasts mainly whenever I'm doing something kwa nyumba. So say if I'm like doing the dishes, I'm clean around, even if I just feel like natakanga kuona the people who are talking there, natakanga kuona, so I just place, if I'm just going to place my machine anywhere and I'll listen to it nikiangalia, maybe throwing glances over, and I feel like it's the same way for other people.
But that is not the culture of podcast, how they were supposed to be consumed. Because in the West, people consume podcasts while they're working, while they're running, while they're doing activities. They consider this as motivational therapy kind of things. As consume for entertainment purposes.
It was like based off of things like radio, audiobooks,
Yeah. So huku
Yeah.
sisi tuna consume these things because of entertainment purposes. Nataka kuona setup ya wase inakaaje, ikitu ni vibe, ikitu si vibe. So within all this time, as people are, yes, they're trying to navigate the industry and figure out their ways. Figure out people wanapenda aesthetics, people want to see behind the scenes, people want to see these persons. So
Yeah.
video imeanza kuovertake, imeanza kukuja. So people are considering why not? Because very soon unajua, me I can't juggle between YouTube music and YouTube video. Those are two different things. I cannot juggle between those two. They are considered YouTube products for me. Either I choose one or I choose one.
Yeah.
So why? So if I'm on the run, do I go to YouTube music and then listen to this thing? Nikirudi kwa nyumba, do I continue where it left on the video part? No, those are two dynamics.
Okay, me ikikuwa okay, if you say that way it makes sense, because I'd rather have one app that is doing everything that I wanted to do, like mara moja, because hakuna haja nikuwe na YouTube music na YouTube ya kawaida. See we've put all the functionalities of YouTube music into YouTube, and then it just becomes one. So that you can decide whether you want to listen to music or you want to watch videos on there. But lakini that wouldn't work, man.
They have to figure out how to bridge these things, because nilikuwa nasikiza, I was listening to Webform, and then Webform walikuwa wameleta David Pierce wa The Verge, and they were talking about productivity apps. So walikuwa nasema there's the different apps that help you do things. There's Todoist, there's the calendar, there's Google Calendar, there's Google Task. There's a lot of things that help you achieve one task. Mbona wasi bridge down hizi vitu, and they were trying to bridge down to find an app that at least has everything all together. And I think hii industry ya music na podcasting na video imekuwa kind of the same thing. Because tell me nowadays, how many people talk about music and say hivi dani kali? No, people are talking nowadays about how podcasts, umeona podcast ya wase, umecheki podcast ya wase. It's a rare thing you hear people talk about music the way it was supposed to be talked, because YouTube was made for these things.
Because music, okay, like today niliona ilikuwa ni meme, I saw a meme, ilikuwa tweet ya meme manini, sini hizo tu vitu, ilikuwa tweet. I think someone said that it reaches a point where you no longer consume new music, but you keep on listening to the music that reminds you of like certain memories of vitu kaizo.
Exactly.
So music imefika mahali to some people where it's just stagnant. You're still listening to the music enye tulisikia like 2 years, 1 year ago, because even finding like these days, even finding new music is very hard. So you'll find other alternative things, vitu ka podcasts, maybe sasa ndo utawatch ama utasikiza, because now that's a newfound thing because to people currently. Na kama kitu ni mpya, we all want to get a taste of it. We all want to know what's this guy is gonna talk about, ni hao watu watasema nini, like pia the fact that they give you some the fact that the people are actually talking ni watu maybe you know or you've heard of, or you're interested in them, their lives, vitu kaizo, because social media inafanya uko ina that interest in life, so that then pushes you to actually go to listen to a podcast rather than go and find new music per se.
Yeah, very true. But I don't think you listeners, you can just tell us, what do you think this is the impact? What is the impact of Google Podcast kuwa phased out? Do you think you can trust any product that is being made by Google, or there's a product that is going to be phased out and you're possibly using it? It's time for you to work on the migration and be a nomad. Anyway, again, Facebook inaenda kuroll out videos that look like TikTok because they can't manage to buy TikTok eventually. And I am tired of this thing, Vicky. Meta has tried. As in, Meta has tried. These people are good on selling data. Honestly, they're good at that.
True.
But this other industry imewashinda kabisa because Twitter, after they did this thing, Threads. I don't know the last time I logged in on Threads. I don't post there. I don't know how it's going on.
Okay, we also Threads out occasionally because they normally pop up on your, I think, is it on the homepage or something like that? Yeah, so and obviously you see the way they reel you in where they don't show you the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah, so sometimes there's some people who actually have like meaningful things to say. So once in a while, napata nimefungua the app and I read whatever is going on there, nini vituka hizo, but generally I don't even get the notifications za wale watu nimefollow on there. So I don't know what's even happening with that app.
But aren't those things also posted on Twitter?
Yeah, like they're similar things. But you see now, the difference is the people I'm following on Instagram and say Threads, for example, are not the same people I am following on Twitter. Because
acha nikushow the funny thing is, ukacheki time Threads ilikuja, everyone I was following on Twitter was the first person to appear despite it giving me people that I've followed on Instagram. Nilikuwa naona vitu zenye ziko Twitter.
Yeah.
And I don't know how. I think they figured out when you're notable, they make noise on Twitter. Maybe let's give them a priority star on this thing. Vitu zao ziko zinaonekana so that people jump on this thing.
Okay, maybe
maybe I think also it's a matter of device. Juu niko na Nokia still. Maybe that's why I'm not using Threads because I'm heavy on Twitter and I'm heavy on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay, device pia inakuwa like hindrance, but my feed for my Twitter is based on, okay, for example, ni money stuff na tech stuff. And then when I come to Instagram, it's about creation generally, like filmmaking na hizo mavitu. So the filmmaking will now just translate into the Threads thing, and the Twitter itakuwa two different. So napata two different things all over. But that's besides the point, where now Facebook is now trying again this new thing. Not a new thing, but in a copy.
Yeah, like the whole video thing looks exactly like TikTok.
That's the same way they need the Reels thing.
Yeah. But unajua, it's the same. I don't know, sasa, are we supposed to consume these videos on this other side or on the Instagram side? Because I was also listening to some certain podcast this week, and they were saying people are bored of Instagram because it's the same thing. You see, where you go and listen to a podcast, you just not a podcast. You're browsing on your TL, and then you get to see these videos that people are saying. Despite me working hard, this thing has 2 likes. Despite me working.
Oh yeah. But by this, that's the same thing. It's all of it unaona mainly on Threads, where people, you see, you can't really complain on Instagram because you can't like write stuff. You have to post a picture then write a caption.
Yep.
But on Threads now, ni kama Twitter, where you can air out your views. So now when you anytime it's like people are like, I'm doing this and this and that, and I'm not getting the same reach I used to get. Right now I'm getting lower reach and stuff like that. So yeah, nakuelewa.
Yeah, so that is the same thing. As in, hiyo ndo kitu imekuwa, that is the culture that is now on Instagram. It's no longer the Instagram that used to be that this is peak based. Ama unapata msema amepiga picha and then anasema Instagram fix your algorithm. This you can also treat a picture as a reel because it's giving priority to reels and not pictures as intended.
Yeah, because hata siku hizi people rarely post picture.
Ni ngumu
It's all
sana they
about
get.
reels. Yeah.
So I think meta iko na culture problem. They're stuck in the millennial age, so they're trying to figure out, as in their win was Instagram, not any other thing.
True.
Instagram was one of their best wins. That it'll sort out a generational gap between the Gen Zs and between the millennials and also other people who are trying to onboard.
Yeah.
Sahi, they are going a bad way.
Yeah, because you see, if you change the identity of something, say for example, you change the podcast to a lifestyle podcast, something like that. Something different. May say medicine, for example.
Yep.
Then people will be confused. They would be confused. And even if people adapted to it, people would instantly forget about the tech thing. So, now they introduced the reels. Instagram was known for photos. People used to build following based on photos peke yake, and to this date that hiyo kitu hunishangaza, like how people are following. But right now it's all about reels. Every creator is talking about reels and how reels are the next big thing. People are growing on reels. Whoever is able to hack it and toboa, and then the rest have like 100, 200 views, and it's frustrating for them. People just go to TikTok where it's easier to build a following. Not easier, but iko na some what do I say? The algorithm is like favorable to a creator.
Yeah, very true. But sasa unajua, I'm trying to, the ecosystem also on TikTok is very weird. The ecosystem over there, as in it's a place where imenishinda me to really know what is usually happening there, because your account can get banned very easily. A lot of things you're doing, vitu tu kufanyika mysteriously. Your video, they flag audio very much. And the good thing with Instagram is you can use these audios and then inaongeza kwa creator list, inakwambia hii tumeongeza kwa ngoma ya umsanii, hii tumeongeza kwa ngoma ya umsanii. TikTok doesn't. You upload a video, the next morning you come, because unakuna kuanga na hala, so you just post and then disappear. So asubuhi unakuja unagundua the whole video audio imenyamaza jo.
Ama unapata sijui you have sijui kama ni copyright strike kama ni nini hiyo, and kuna sometimes inakataa, so your video is not even showing on your page.
Man, social media is so messed up. But anyway, Facebook, acha tuone venye mi wataenda. I think by now venye nilikwambia last time, I'm just enjoying the flow of these things. I'm enjoying the conversations. And then one last thing that has been amazing me and nime try to check out is hizi video zote tumekuwa tukifanya za creators, at least the ones that we know of, they've said Nigeria is the best. And I've been trying to wonder, how is Nigeria the best? Because it's a matter of lighting, it's a matter of good camera, it's a matter of consistency, it's a matter of what someone can do very best. And then also the same devices they are getting is the same devices we are getting, despite it being too late. So I'm trying to wonder, Ebu, you give me your side. Why do you think to me I feel like it's an inferiority complex? You place these people in the same room, we will end up praising Fisayo. We will end up praising, yes, they're doing very good. Yes, but we will end up in the same room. You'll want to see like Fisayo anafanya nini, umse mwingine anafanya nini, and then it belittles you.
Okay, nini Fisayo amekuwa in the game for a while, sindio?
Yep.
And now, who would you compare him to in Kenya?
In Kenya kuna wase wengi, as in kuna wase wengi. You can imagine Duncan is doing a good job, and then there's also Daddy Mato.
Yes, but
Daddy Mato's production is top notch.
yes,
Figured out on the production part, this is where I want to win. And because yesterday I was talking to Duncan's, and Duncan's alikuwa anasema the ecosystem as tech content creators, we are not appreciating the production value, the production part. And also because there was one time I was shooting Duncan, and then I'm asking him, what do you use? You've bought a camera and you have a phone. Why are you shooting with the phone and you bought the camera? And he says he prefers the phone. So was him buying the camera a bad investment or a good investment to his production line?
To begin with, of course, amezoea shoot na simu for the most part, sindio?
Yeah.
And thing is, our phones these days are like really powerful. And you can, of course, shoot content. What wanna shoot? There are people who mainly just shoot on like phones.
On phones, yeah, I know that.
But now, it eventually reaches a time where you feel like you want more.
Yeah.
And so, hapo ndo aliona maybe I need to get a camera, but now maybe he's still trying to figure out how to use it to better his
production.
content. Yeah. Because I think for him it's a matter of, it's easier for me to set up this phone in mini, but yeah, it's easier for me to just set up this phone than nifanye kitu and I edit it on my phone and I post it, I publish it, instead of me setting up my camera, then transferring my data to my laptop, then editing it, and then putting it back to my phone, and then pushing it out there.
Yeah. That's one thing. That's one thing in terms of production.
Yes.
But now, all these other people were talking. Nigerians' production is very good, and these people are using cameras. They're not using phone. On time wanafanya point and shoot. It's that and only time wanatoa content ya story ama a fast consumed content that doesn't need editing.
Yeah, but unajua na feel kama the Nigerians have been mostly in the game for like a minute. Because, for example, if you compare Fisayo to Duncan amekuwa he create content for, he's been creating content for a while. But enye aliamua kukaa chini and take it seriously, it's not been more than is it 2 years? I don't think 2 years.
I don't think.
Yes, exactly. 2-3 years haijafika, but we've seen a change in the production of his content.
Of his content, yeah, exactly.
Yes. So slowly he's been building up. He's been building a kind of a setup where atakuwa anakaa chini and all he needs to maybe do is maybe hit record on his camera, because as long as you're shooting in a space where unajua you can control the lighting nini, you don't even need to change the settings and all. Unakujanga tu unafinya record and you do your thing. And I feel that's where he's going to. That's where he's currently going to. And you can see the change over the years. So I feel like saizi, for example, Duncan bado is building his way up. Maybe give him some time and he will be able to produce for you content that is of the same quality as those of Fisayo, the Fisayos of Nigeria and other creators in maybe South Africa. And we look at
look at this angle, even if it's not in terms of production, in terms of equipment and all this. Do you think the ecosystem in Kenya is not fully supporting this, as in inasema tech content?
It's not okay. Let's check. The thing is, it's not even tech content per se. it's for the whole as a general like content creation, because we are people the ninis are not supporting they're not supporting like content creators. Hawa watu generally hatuangaliagi content creators in Kenya, tunaangaliaga the people who have the most views. So kama ni kadance hivi kidogo, that is what will going to be trending on TikTok on nini. Same if you look in vitu kama places like Nigeria nini utapata yes, those dances and all those things are trending, but at the same time there are people who consume music content zingine zao, and they also have like crazy amounts of views, because if you've seen like the skits are Nigerians and all those things zinakuwaga na views. Ukiangalia the content, the tech content ziko na views, because the guys the Nigerians there, they are supporting their people. Alafu pia tena kuna sisi huku nje where we are also watching their thing. Kenyans just have a thing of not looking at what's at home, because there are so many content creators who create content. Achana na hao influencers and vitu kama hizo. Kuna watu who create content and they create amazing content, but nobody knows about them, because hakuna venye Mkenya ataenda hapo and then they decide okay, wacha niachane na hii TikTok dance ama this trending story, and then maybe I'll try and check out like maybe a new creator. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, because even in the people we know, when you create content, very few are like known vizuri, because for example nani create content mzuri? Kama ni Kimanzi. I think Kimanzi are creating content. It's not like influencer stuff. There's a production that goes into the creation of his content. But unaweza ona the difference between him and a creator who like ako on TikTok or on Instagram. Okay, they go on TikTok and then they pull their crowd to Instagram, and you can see there's a difference. Sisi ni kama hatujui, we don't value what's ours. We want to see kitu ya nje. So I don't feel like Nigerians are so far ahead. They're not so far.
We are almost there. I think we just need to, sijui hata ni kusema nini. We need to, maybe I think the ecosystem needs to appreciate we need to appreciate our own thing.
Yeah, that's the only thing we need to do, and maybe try and also like try and support the creator generally. Like they come, of course, the people who have the money actually dictate how the content creator space is going to be, because saizi watu ni watu wa tap because uko ndo pesa iko.
Watu wa tap
Sio, watu wa tap bana. Na unazaona wacha nikwambie, there are people on TikTok who are known, who are like ranked very high kushinda hao watu wenye unaonaga, kushinda hao creators wenye mnajua, hata influencers, because of the tap thing. If they could use that tap thing, if how wangekuwa like actual creators, because I think pia shida ni how we don't have like actual creators who create like content vizuri. Juu hao kuna watu wa tap the screen. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing or anything. You're trying to make money. We're all trying to make money. Money is like the root of all the things that hatuwezi sema hapa ati pesa si kitu ya maana. Money is an important thing. It allows us to live the life that we want to live, and create a life for the next coming generation. So if you put the money where the creators the creators are, then obviously the content creator space in Kenya is going to grow.
unajua funny thing ni umesema hiyo stuff and then I was asking Duncan you know his fiasco with some certain company, I won't say, but how many companies in Kenya zimempatia gigs apart from PR based, like tuseme sijui I tell Kenya, Techno Kenya, you see those are PR based. How many local things have given him like some business? And the number was very shaky. So that is also another thing. And then the fact that he also mentioned the creator space for tech is not appreciated compared to, you remember the usual conversation that is usually about the influencers versus the tech creators. The products are supposed to be for the blah 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 blah, and that is what he was as in hakuna value kwa code, as in me unboxing this phone has no value, as in go and see Gemina amepiga picha za LX. Go and learn AI. Gemina is a lifestyle influencer and she's a
yes, I've seen the same thing with Nani. Who was talking about this thing? Eli Mwenda.
Yeah, exactly. And now there's Roy and then there is Duncan. Those are niched. Those serve specific areas. They say we have declared ourselves as tech content creators, and this is how we are going to create our content. And then it's all...
Okay. So sorry for cutting you, but unaweza sema maybe LX is if we take LX for example, as a company, because hiyo ndo content tumeona recently, like this week kama last week, like last 2-3 weeks maybe.
Yep.
You can say maybe they're trying to get to a different audience, like because of course sasa like those two creators are like lifestyle creators. They create content. They create content. Even if they have a huge following, they have a unique style of creating content. How see? I wouldn't really call them like influencers per se, but okay, because they do create content. Time inaingilia hapo kwa create. Okay, see. Okay.
They know the line in between.
Yes, they do. Yeah. But sasa unasema maybe the company is trying to get to another audience, but at the same time, if you look at the numbers these guys have, it was so huge, and the engagement with their content it was so high that it is definitely going to attract such a company.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So the company is not trying, it's trying to get to people and make money and all. See, it's an ROI, return on investment, basically.
Yeah.
Hiyo ndo kitu wana chase after. So there's no way they're going to give a tech content creator mwenye akona like maybe a small number and low engagement, even if he has the target market of whatever they are trying to push out there, they're trying to sell. I don't feel they wouldn't feel the value of that, because ule mtu mwenye ako pale kwa say marketing department, I don't think anaelewa vizuri that this is a tech content creator who has a tech audience, and this is a lifestyle content creator who has an audience that imekuja ku learn about lifestyle and fashion, because most of them inakwanga lifestyle and fashion, you know. So anaona two numbers. So obviously okay, when they're picking, they're like, so pick Temina, pick Eli, pick Duncan, pick Roy, because all one of the numbers. They don't think the actual value.
Conversions.
Yeah. So I think that's like one of the things that is happening with them right now.
But I think for me this industry, I think tukitoka hiyo point ya judgment,
Yeah.
we will be good, honestly, because everyone is trying to create. Everyone is trying to make money. Everyone is trying to spread knowledge in their own sense. Tukitoka hiyo space ya enyewe udem ni lawyer, mimi siwezi consume, ananiambia nini juu ya AI, unaona?
Yeah.
Tukitoka hiyo phase, you'll actually enjoy it. Unakumbuka ile time tukiwa na Dana Seda akisema kofe, udem ametengeza hii content hata kama si mlevi, I would want to drink because video amefanya very engaging. Now
true.
Tukifika hiyo point ya appreciate the craft that people are doing, then hapo hivyo tutakuwa tumeanza appreciate these things, and also I think on a point of also learning collaboration, because that's what creators is trying to do, and also other comedians are trying to do. So also tech scene, we need to embrace these things, we need to embrace each other. That's how we can all tutafika hiyo Nigeria level, me honestly.
Yeah, because naona si kwa nini, but tech scene ni kama imejika tu like kando.
The elite squad of we know how these things work,
because if you check hii scene nyingine yote ama creators wengine, like all the other creators, they're like kind of collaborating vizuri, wanaingiana, but what wa tech tunajikanga kando kidogo. Because even if we are collaborating, it's very hard yani for you to see a collaboration between maybe a lifestyle creator and a tech creator. Inakonga two lifestyle creators, maybe like dancers, like fashion guys, vitu kaizo, travel, but you never see that integrated with tech. Because if you took a tech content creator na uka collaborate na a travel content creator to maybe show something about travel tech or something like that,
how to open your fridge, how to
shida ni tech guys gonna issue. Because kama nani, I was talking to Kefa. Ako like, hey bro, unajua wewe ni kama una live in the best of both worlds, because ati you're into like style and fashion and that stuff and hizo mavitu zingine zote, and then you're into tech, you're still a tech guy. Sisi wengine we just consume the fashion content and the lifestyle content, but it never really applies anywhere in our lives. As in, nikitoka kwa nyumba, I won't be dressing the way Wisdom K is dressing. I won't even try. I'll just pick my t-shirt and nilipewa hivi nilienda Google Meet.
I'm trying to do that Kef accent.
Yes. So you get it, you take the t-shirt, the jeans, and you leave the house. It doesn't really make nini kwako. Yani ni kama it's never really absorbed by tech creators. Inakuwaga like that's just an entertainment thing.
Anyway,
but
the last thing kwanza nataka kuuliza is, will you get tipped or get paid by a Kenyan firm, a Kenyan startup that does payment? Will you accept payments? Accept toa mpesa kwa hiyo narrative. Wanajitaga tech firm. Kama get paid paid ya Ben Wapudi, Wapudi, I don't know, forgive me for that, Ben. So they're trying to enhance the gig economy. Do you think you can accept payments through that platform? And if yes, do you think also creators need to push such things?
Hiyo ni hadi I go through whatever they actually do vizuri. But because naweza sema yes, naweza sema okay, sawa, I'll get paid, but then maybe an issue comes up mbele or nini. But if they have a bulletproof thing, then yes, I would. and I would also push for other people to use it, because see, it's a local thing.
Yeah, it's a local thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if it's a local thing, it's good to push local things by the, because hii maneno ya kupush hizi vitu za nje ndio inafanya creators wana suffer in the long run, because if Get Paid becomes big, then there's more money that is flowing through the system, and then there's more money for creators, which is more motivation for the creators to create more content and better content. Na itaonyesha guys from outside that Kenya iko na creator space that is well put together, and they create good content, so in attract like investors from outside. So it all starts with charity begins at home, basically. So yes, mi ningekubali. Yeah, me I would agree.
And also, do you think I was talking to Moran, and Moran was saying talking kwa video yake, utajua creators wamekuja for money and utajua creators wenye wamekuja for this thing with the passion. Do you think venye kama kwa lifestyle content creators ukienda kwao kuna rate card yenye it operates on the same budget? Utaenda kwa Eli anachezea labda ni 200, ukienda kwa mse mwingine 195, haina difference big. Do you think in Kenya that can, not even in Kenya, in the tech space that can work?
In the tech space?
And Duncan akilipua tuseme 50,000 for 3 months for a phone.
Yeah.
Mse mwingine atalipua t-shirt.
Yeah.
So do you think that market system venye Dana said alikuwa anasema the people need to collaborate, so mkishikana mkiapproach kitu huko nje, you come as a force, you don't come as an individual. Akisema umsendo tech content creator peke yake, hawa se wengine they don't make any sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. For the lifestyle creators, kama unaweza kumbuka, see they share the rate cards nini, so that people got like insight on whatever people are getting paid. Na niko sure, I'm very sure for the most part ilikuwa lifestyle creators, fashion nini wasekao, you know.
Yeah.
You find it very hard that a person in the tech scene alishare their card. Na hapo ndio labda tuna fail, because sasa if you create awareness, creating awareness, unakumbuka tukiliza maswali za high school bana, kama kuna solution moja yenye haikuwa na kosa, ilikuwa ku create awareness. Because ukicreate awareness, mtu ajue pia mimi naweza lipo 50,000, pia mimi naweza lipo 100,000, 200, 500. Then the creators are now treated like equally almost, because haiwezi kuwa exactly the same as other creators because of different things like the numbers and the engagement needs, but it can be closer, because see at all my lifestyle creators wanalipo the same thing, but unaona there's a guy I know who works with who's done work with for example a big like Sprite. He's done work with Sprite. And he at that time he had like less than 5,000 followers. You get?
Yeah.
And now the same, and Sprite, as you can see, in our work bado na huge creators. When you're on like 100,000 followers on Instagram, they have TikTok, they have YouTube, and so of course they won't be paid the same, but the fact that they can work with the same company and they're all getting paid, and they're getting paid a substantial amount of money that is relevant to with their numbers, means that kwa hiyo space kuna venye kumepangwa, because I doubt kama the same would happen in the tech space. Although the tech space pia iko na like a lot of money
I think it's basically too funny for me, honestly. The tech space is very funny for me here in Kenya.
But see, that's why guys are like
me after being part of this thing, because I don't know as in sijui ni as in people in Kenya ama niyo balance to find between the creativity and offering knowledge, ama as in nini na kuwa consumed, ama tech iko niched to enyewe. Ukikosea hii simu useme this phone has 5000 nits, na hiyo phone iko na 2500.
Hey, bro.
It's the tech community. Hey, man, that is your death.
Wow. But if a lifestyle creator did the same thing, they'd be like, we hatajui hiyo kitu.
Exactly. So unaona hiyo reception ni tofauti.
Wacha tu.
Anyway, tumefika to the end of our podcast. You guys tell us hizi sessions zinafaa kuaje, ama si tuendelee tu tusiwaulize. You don't tell us ama tuendelee.
Yeah. Sisi tuendelea tu.
Anyway, it's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap for me. I'm Jessy. Peace out.
Victor, na tuonane.